Thank you for joining us here in Hollywood. You know, cannabis, which is the French word for marijuana, has been legal for recreational use here in our state, California, since 2016. Before that, you had to pretend you had back problems. You had to go to get a fake doctor's note. And, of course, many feared that legalizing it would lead to crime waves or some kind of moral collapse. Really, all it did was double the number of naps we take. And our favorite gummies are no longer bare. But gummies are like yoga pants now. Like every mom has them, right? Legalized cannabis has been a resounding success pretty much everywhere, so now more states are following suit. And as of yesterday, New Jersey becomes the 14th state to say yes to drugs. The Garden State is now growing weed, and it is fitting that this happened in New Jersey because there's no way that whoever designed their state flag wasn't high when they did it. I mean, look at this. You got two women. One's got a hat on a stick. You've got a shield, a horse's head, a knight's helmet or something like that, and a backdrop the color of my mom's kitchen in 1981. They should make rolling papers out of this flag. Pot won't be available for sale in Jersey for a few months, but we have some experience with this out west, and in the meantime, we came up with a few custom strain names for our friends in New Jersey. You understand? This is our bud tender, Guillermo. Why are you pushing this into me? Guillermo, we've come up with some products that you folks in New Jersey may enjoy when it is legal to sell them. First, we have Bon Jovi, Hope Token, Chris Crispy, Forgettables, Bruce Springsteen, Dank Sinatra, Bada Bing, Jersey Turnpike, and finally, Ganja Ghoul. There you go. You should push this thing out onto the street and see how much money you can make.
I think I gotta put it in my car.
Yeah, all right. There you go. All right, thank you, Guillermo. And next month we'll do Vermont. Bernie is a good one for Vermont. Tonight we will be joined by the senator, progressive icon, and mitten influencer, Senator Bernie Sanders, followed by Soleil Moon Frye. My goal tonight is to get Bernie Sanders to say, Punky Brewster. President Biden today held a virtual meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau is almost 30 years younger than Joe Biden. First 20 minutes of the call was him telling Joe he's on mute. And the purpose of today's summit was to reinvigorate our relationship with our neighbors to the north and repair some of the damage caused by the previous administration. I'm glad. It's about time someone said sorry to Canada for once. And this was the president's first virtual bilateral meeting, which sounds sexy, but it wasn't. Next week, he's planning TikTok with Angela Merkel, so that'll be fun. Speaking of foreign leaders, remember back in 2019 when Donald Trump met Kim Jong Un in Vietnam? They had a summit there. Well, according to a former national security official, after the summit, Trump offered to give Kim a ride home on Air Force One. For real. He said, it's fine, take Eric's seat, we'll leave him here. Apparently, the offer had to be rescinded because there weren't enough seatbelt extenders. Oh, and also, for that reason, and also because Kim Jong Un is a murderer. That, too. So, what a ride that would have been, huh? It sounds like the premise for a movie called Soul Plane. I know it's... Save your comments. I know it's the wrong Korea, but Pyongyang plane doesn't roll off the tongue, okay? Fatty LaBelle is getting back on stage this weekend. He'll be at CPAC, the annual Conservative Political Action Conference. We haven't seen Donald Trump in a while. How much McNugget rage weight do you think he's put on? Lindsey Graham was hyping up Trump's appearance on Hannity last night. You remember 6 weeks ago when Lindsey Graham said, count me out and enough is enough when it comes to Trump? Well, neither does he.
Trump's going to give a speech Sunday that's going to be very policy-centric. Every Republican should rally around it. I think it will help us with independence. And I've never felt better about President Trump's leading the party than I do right now.
Really? Then why do you look like you're about to barf up your grape nuts? Lindsey Graham spent last weekend with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, so he has some insight into what the great Herdini might pull out of his MAGA hat next.
Any insight as to whether the president has made up his mind about running in 2024?
Stay tuned.
Okay, now I'm gonna barf up my grape nuts. Can you imagine if we have to go through this again? If he comes back, you guys are on your own. I'm going to live with Hillary in the woods. Mike Pence, by the way, will not be in attendance at CPAC, even though they tried to reach out and assure him that he'd be safe from all the people who tried to kill him last month. CPAC, if you don't know, is an annual event. It's like Comic-Con for neocons and neo-Nazis, too. This year, the festivities will be held in Orlando. The theme is America Uncanceled. This is their big thing, which is interesting because yesterday they canceled one of the speakers they had scheduled. They tweeted, "We have just learned that someone we invited to CPAC has expressed reprehensible views." Only one? That have no home with our conference or our organization. The individual will not be participating at our conference. That individual was a rapper who I've never heard of, called Young Pharaoh. Young will not be appearing at CPAC after he tweeted, "Judaism is a big lie that was created for political gain." Oops, sorry, Jared. Sorry, Ivanka. But even without Young Pharaoh, they have a hell of a lineup. Some are saying this could be the best CPAC yet.
This weekend, it's CPAC 2021 with our most epic lineup yet, including Colonel Sarah Sanders, that crazy gun lady, El Senadora Ted Cruz, the first public appearance of Q, actors from the 70s you thought were dead, Bourbon, the Muppet Disney doesn't want you to see, Jeff Brain, CEO of something called Cloud Hub, Chinless Don Jr., Sleepy Ben Carson, Crazy Larry Kudlow, and Crystal Gale. And bringing it all home, the reason your family doesn't speak anymore, President Donald J. Trump. No Zoom, no distance, no masks. Be here in person. CPAC 2021, only in Orlando!
Wow. Crystal Gale. Rudy Giuliani isn't on the list at CPAC. He is no longer representing Donald Trump, and his next client could be himself. Last month, Rudy got hit with a $1.3 billion lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems. They're suing him for spreading misinformation about their machines, and apparently they had a heck of a time serving him with papers. You know, in order to sue someone, you have to touch them with the document to get the lawsuit going. But every time the process server got close, Rudy would transform into a bat and fly away. It was... No, really, at one point, the server jammed the lawsuit into the door of an SUV Giuliani got into, but Rudy's doorman grabbed an umbrella and pried it out onto the ground. You know, if they really wanted to get those papers to Rudy, they should have just had Borat's daughter stuff them in his pants. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos has an interesting next move. Jeff Bezos has reportedly expressed interest in purchasing the Washington NFL team. He apparently got the idea to buy the team from when he randomly found a $1 billion bill in his shorts. And if this happens, Jeff Bezos would not only be the richest owner in the NFL, but also the one who looks most like a football. All right, this is good. I think we may have found our next Jeff Bezos. And I mean that in the best way. She is a third grader, and her uncle posted a story on Twitter. It's quite a thread. A few weeks ago, this little girl, Sophia, came up with a very clever way to lock herself out of Zoom so she wouldn't have to sit through school. I'm going to let her explain how she did it. Maybe you want to try it yourself. But joining us now from Elk Grove, California, with her mom, Kirsten, we have 8-year-old Sophia Rollins. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Kirsten. How are you? I know you don't like Zoom, so thanks for joining us. So, Sophia, one morning, like millions of kids in America, you sat down to log into online school, but instead of logging in, what did you do?
Well, I logged out of my classroom after like 5 minutes and did my password wrong a couple times. And it made it so I couldn't log back in, so I told my mom that school's broken.
School's broken. So you figured out that if you enter the wrong password enough times, Zoom would lock you out permanently, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then what would you tell your mom?
I would tell her that, like, school's broken and it's not getting fixed.
And how long did this go on?
It went on for about 2 weeks, almost 3.
And during that 2 or 3 weeks, did you tell anyone what you were up to? Did you tell any of your friends or anybody?
No, I was, after 1 week, I was gonna tell my mom, but I thought it would get in so much trouble.
Right, you know what? That's how a lot of crimes happen. So, and Kirsten, what did you think was happening?
I thought it was a legitimate Zoom error. I was calling IT, we talked to the teacher, we had the computer teacher help us. It was so much work.
And Sophia, you were sitting there while, like, the computer teacher was trying to figure it out, and you knew you had a secret, but you didn't share it.
Yeah.
That's good. So, your daughter's skipping school at a 9th grade level. So how did you get caught, Sophia?
Well, my mommy's friend, Cherie, she was in the corner when I was at her house, and she was secretly watching me the whole time and saw me walk out.
So Cherie is what we call a rat. And then, Kirsten, when Cherie told you what was going on, what did you feel? Did you feel pride or anger?
There were expletives.
Yeah.
But I was a little proud she pulled it off, but mostly I was pretty mad.
Does crime run in your family? Are there...
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
And what was there a punishment for this?
Yes. I had no TV for 5 days.
No TV for 5 days. Yeah, but no school for 3 weeks, right? So what was it that you were learning when you decided, I'm getting out of here? What do you remember the subject that tipped you over the edge?
Well, it was just because no one was together and I missed all my friends and teachers.
I don't blame you. Now, you wrote an apology letter to your teacher. I think we have that. Let's put that up on the screen. I'm so sorry that I logged out of school. I logged out and made a big problem. I made it so everyone was so worried about me. I feel horrible about me. I wish I did not do it. I will never, ever do it again. Love, Sophia. P.S. I love you, and I am so, with like 25 O's, sorry. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I used your trick to get out of 2 Zoom birthday parties already. So, Sophia, what job do you want to have when you grow up?
I want to be a vet because I really like animals.
Okay, very good. And how do you plan to get out of school once you go back to class?
I'm not.
Well, all right. Well, I thank you guys so much. One other thing, Sophia, what do you say to all the other kids watching this who might want to do the same thing that you did?
Do not do it because it's not fun in the end at all.
Yeah, until you wind up on TV, I guess, right? The lesson is crime pays. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Sophia. Let us know when you invent a vaccine, okay? All right. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and this is the Internet. I made it myself. Hit subscribe if you like it.